So as a person of faith, do you ever feel like you're a total failure when it comes to the sharing your faith part with other people or telling about the good things that God does with other people? We're going to think about that today on Now with Devotions from Trinity Lutheran here in Cyrus. I'm walking down the road here on the south side of Cyrus, headed towards the cemetery. I thought I'd take a little walk break here in the middle of the day, stretch out the legs and the back and such. And we got some new asphalt down here. It's kind of nice to walk down a nice clean road. I was thinking about bringing my bike over just to ride on new asphalt, right? And as I'm thinking about the text this week, I thought the highway was a good spot to be. Because today in our text for this week, Jesus sends his disciples out and they are hitting the road. Get it? Hitting the road. They are hitting the road and they are out doing the work that Jesus has for all of us to do. But this is like the first time, like Pentecost come, and this is before Pentecost. Jesus is there and he says, I'm sending you out. I'm sending my spirit with you. You're going to go out. You're going to do amazing things. You're going to come back. You're going to do God's work. And he says, here's how you do it. So this is we're in the book of Luke. It's in chapter 10. And we're going to think about that here. What does it mean to hit out in the road and share a little bit about what Jesus has for us in the world, and why are we so bad at that, or why do we think we're so bad at it, and actually maybe we're not. Imagine you're following this guy Jesus. You've seen him do God's work. You've seen him do miracles and amazing things, and now he says, all right, you're going to go do what I do. And he's got a group of people with him, a pretty large group, and he picks 70 of them out in this chapter in Luke, and he says, all right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to head out. Don't bring a lot with you. Keep it real simple. You're going to go out right now and you're going to say, you're going to go into people's houses and say, hey, God's peace be with you. I hope things go well. And God has got healing and love for you. And we are offering that to you, God's peace. And if they're like, hey, I'm interested, or I can see that, or thank you for that. If they receive it, stay. And if they don't, leave. And if they do receive you, let them feed you. Let them take care of you. Yeah, worker deserves his pay, but don't go looking for the best food in town. Just stay, be humble, do your thing. And then let them know that Jesus is the one who sent you out. That's where this power is coming from. That's where the Spirit is coming from. That's who's doing this work. So they go out and amazing things happen. All kinds of stuff happen. Of course, just like we know, when you get involved in God's mission, stuff happens, right? And it's not at all what they expected. I think they all probably expected just to be, rejected out of hand, or none of it to go well, but stuff happens. And they come back and they say, we cast out demons, we heal people. All kinds of things happen. God was present with us. And Jesus says, of course he was. And then Jesus gets really excited. And it's not because of what they did. It's because God was with them as they did it and they got to see it. That's what excited him. Sometimes some of you will come to me and you'll say, hey, there's this person in my life and I'm worried about them because they are not in church. They're not a part of any of this stuff. They're not of faith. They've looked at this world and said, no, I don't think that is... Faith is not something specifically religion, is not something that I want to participate in. And when you ask me that, sometimes I think what y'all are asking me is like, hey, do you have some way for me to fix this? Or what should I do? How do I share my faith? How do I say this thing about Jesus in this situation? And my response is, you do it with your love. You're not going to convince. You're not going to argue. You're not going to enter into a power stroke. None of that's going to work. All the information's out there. People can find it if they want. What they can't find is experience. What they can't find is your honest inner life of what it's been like for you to engage in faith and see how Jesus has responded. That's what you offer. That's the peace that you bring. Hey, young person in my life who has no relationship with God, boy, this thing that happened was pretty hard the other day. How are you making sense of that? Here's how I'm making sense of it. Boy, I'm so glad that God's part of my life, because without that, it'd be really hard to make sense of. It's our experiences that we can share. And of course, we share it in love, not with judgment. Say, oh, this is just where I'm at. Where are you at? Oh, yeah, boy, I'm glad you're thinking about these things. That's hard, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm always here for you because I love you, because God has asked me to love other people, and that's what I do, right? So this idea that you're really bad at evangelism or that you don't share enough, that's possible. But my guess is maybe you've misunderstood what the share is. You share your life with people. You share your heart with people. And you guys already do that. question is, do you do it? And then name, here's why I do it. Or here's what my experience of faith has also been. That's a part of your life too. You got to share that part too. Jesus sends 70 out and they go out. He says, the harvest is huge, but the workers are few. That is still true. The workers are few. How do we get out there and be workers in God's kingdom and say, hey, there's more to this life. You can engage that. I'm Pastor Chris from Trinity and Cyrus, out in a walk down a nice new highway. Signing off for now. Bye-bye.